So you're thinking about selling your home this spring, or maybe you're thinking about buying a home here in Central Oregon this spring. Maybe you're thinking about relocating from out of the area to somewhere in Bend or surrounding Central Oregon this spring. Well, today we're going to be talking about the current state of the market as it relates to May and the previous months of 2024. So this is the market update video going into the spring and summer season here in Bend and Central Oregon. If this video sounds like it's for you, stick around. We're going to be getting after this monthly update on the current state of the market here in Bend right now. Hey, if this is your first time to the channel and you want to know everything there is to know about living, eating, sleeping, working, playing, the good and the bad, the buying and the selling process of real estate here in Bend and Central Oregon, then subscribe to the channel, tap that notification bell below so you can be the first to know about the current market here in Bend and Central Oregon. My name's Ryan and I've lived in Bend for over 30 years. My business partner, Zach, and I, we get calls and texts every day from people just like you, looking for help on making their smooth move to Bend or somewhere else here in sunny Central Oregon. So whether you're moving in 9 days or 90, it doesn't matter to us. Give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. We'd love to help you guys make that smooth move to Bend or somewhere else here in Central Oregon. So with that being said, we do this monthly market update video every single month. It's usually about the first week that we record because that's when the Beacon Report data is released for the previous month and the 35 months beyond that, going backwards. So what we're going to do now is share our screen and just start talking about the raw data. Like I said, there's a lot of people that watch our channel specifically for these video updates, these market update videos every single month. And so we're going to hop right in to give you guys a feel for what's going on, because we are in Bend and we are in Central Oregon. We're also in the spring, the late spring going into the early summer season. And that is typically when the activity is at its peak for the course of a 12-month period of time. And so there's a lot of data to share right now. A lot of things are moving right now. So let's just jump right in, show you guys what it's all about so you get a feel for what's happening over the next several months. So wherever you're at, whether you're selling, whether you're buying, you are at the peak of where you need to be when it comes to understanding where you're positioned going into your transaction. All right. So with that being said, we're going to share the screen. We will be off to the races here with our monthly update. I'll get my face over here so you can look at me talking to you. All right, so this is our Beacon Report right now. This goes back 36 months. What you can see here is the data is based off of Bend right now. This is the median home price over the last 30 days in Bend as it relates to single family residences. Okay, so what you're going to see here is our median home price is $707,000. That's based off of last month, April. And what you're going to notice here is that we are over $700,000 for the second month in a row. If we really scale back, though, what we're going to notice is that it's kind of down from the last 12 months or so. If we go back to April of 2023, we were at 669, but after that, we were up over 740 for basically 3 or 4 months, and then we actually tapered down to about 725, 730-ish. So 682, we dipped 1 month in March of this year, and then we went right back up to about 750, and that's kind of where we're holding right now, just over 700,000. So that's been kind of the theme for the median home price in Bend over the last 12 to maybe up to 14, 15 months is 700,000 or just a little bit up above. We peaked at 800,000 last July. We'll see if that happens again. You never know. It's pretty interesting to see what happens over the course of a year in Bend. But what we do know is that this is based off of what? 162 sales. So obviously, the median home price is going to fluctuate greatly from month to month, especially if there's a lot of activity going on, depending on which homes are selling. Sometimes there's homes that are over 2 million or 3 million that are listed that sell. Maybe there's multiple of them in a specific month that close. And so that's going to uptick the median home price significantly, whereas there could be 100 different homes over 2 million listed that don't move at all for a particular month. And that brings down the median home price because most of the homes that sold were significantly lower. But what we're seeing now is, generally speaking, the median list price continues to go up here in the Bend area as well as the Redmond area because people are wanting to live here. The value of homes are going up. That's something that's probably not going to stop anytime soon. It's going to continue trending up. There may be, from a month-to-month standpoint, there could be some fluctuations where it dips down. But ultimately speaking, if you're going to be thinking about Bend and real estate maybe as an investment or just a place to live, but also expect your home to go up in value over the long haul, that is probably a safe bet for you to make. So let's take a look here. This is last month's total sales, 162 versus the previous month's 114, 106, before that 89, 90. Okay, so we just saw a significant increase in activity in just a 1 month period of time, where we shot up from 114 sales to 162. Those are signs of things to come, right? We're going to see a lot more activity over the next 6 months as we go into that spring and summer season, and that's par for the course. That's just the way it goes every single year. If you kind of look at like the spring, you see the uptick in the lines based off of what time of year it is, right? That's because there is more real estate activity in the spring and summer months. People list their home more often. There's more people in the market to purchase. It's just the way it is. Okay, this is common knowledge for most people that have been in real estate for some time. And so this is no exception to that rule. But what we're going to get to see here is the actual raw data. It gives us a feel for how healthy the market is, how active and busy the market is. And so 162 sales, I mean, if you look back and you compare that to, say, the last 36 months, what we're going to see here is 162 is generally on the higher echelon of total sales in a single month. We had that period of time in 2021 and early 2022 where there was a frenzy of activity going on, and that was because of a global pandemic that we all know about. But outside of that, 162 is locally recently. I mean, that's one of the busier months we've had in some time, over a year. And so let's continue on now to see what other indicators we have about our current state of the market. Okay, days on market is a big indicator. Okay, how long does a home stay on the market before it goes pending? Well, last month it was 10 days. Okay, that's a very short amount of time. You can see the tail end of this COVID craze that we had back in 21 and 22. You can just see, like, this is so unhealthy, right? Or unusual. Like, if you're selling your home, you're excited about that because you put it on the market and then it goes pending. You start to question yourself whether or not you actually listed your home high enough. But then if you're a buyer, you get fatigued, right? Because you're out there making offer after offer after offer, and you're having a hard time being competitive because after 4 or 5 offers that somebody else got to scoop up, you wind up making that 6th offer, that 7th offer significantly over the asking price because you're sick and tired of playing this game of wait and see what's going to happen. Are we going to get this home or not? So anyway, what I'm saying is, like, you want to have like median days on market be longer than 10 days, and especially longer than 4 days. But that's the way it was there for a little while. So we had it kind of ticking up there, 31, 29, 43 over the last 4 or 5 months. But this time of year, it gets really competitive and people jump into the market and they make some action. They make some things happen. And that's what we saw. Interest rates are still holding steady above 7% right now. What happens when they drop below 7, when they drop below 5? Okay, we could see that here sometime relatively soon, where that first number is a 5 for your interest rate. That will probably cause a lot of activity. Not to say that we don't have activity going on right now, but that is really interesting. So if you're somebody who's in the market right now and you're waiting for interest rates to go down, well, what does that do? Okay, that might help your buying power, but what else that does is that it allows other people to enter the market, and it also allows prices of homes currently to go up in value and asking price. So is it worth waiting for rates to go down? I don't know. That's a choice you have to make for yourself. What you can basically count on is that if you get into a home today, you can expect your home to be worth more in 5 years, in 10 years, in 20 years. But are you going to wait for the perfect opportunity to buy or enter the market by waiting for those interest rates to come down? Well, there's a lot of other people that are in the same boat. They're waiting for the rates to come down, but that creates more competition. That forces prices of homes to go up. So it's kind of a two-edged sword. You got to figure out what the best role and what the best position is for you, because right now could be the best position whether you realize it or not. You just need to think about it and have a different perspective on the way things are right now. So I digress. Let's continue on with our monthly update here. We'll sift through this stuff here, and then we'll get to Redmond, because Redmond's really blowing up right now. It's getting a lot of activity, and I'm excited to share that with you. So building permits, 21 versus the previous 2 months there, 54 and 53, significant tick down. Okay, that's just for your data purposes there. Conventional versus cash transactions. You can pause this video if you want to really sift through this data here, or just go to the Beacon report, type it into a Google search bar, and you can find it. It'll pop right up. Month supply, okay, 2 months. Our inventory has been very steady at 2 months. We'd like to have a little bit more, a couple dip downs there to 1.5 or 1.5 months. But we've been at 2 months for some time, and that's basically been the trend line since, say, June of 2022, with a couple of months in the winter of 23 where nobody was listing their home. They were all waiting for the spring, and so then it ticked back up. So that gives you a feel. We'd like to have 3 or 4 months of inventory. It'd be a little bit healthier state of the market. It would probably uptick the days on median days on market. Plus, it would also stabilize prices a little bit more because there's more competition. But that's just the way it is. Bend is blowing up at a very, very fast rate, and we can't build homes fast enough around here. You look around this town, there is construction everywhere. It's pretty wild. So let's continue on. $348 is our median price per square foot last month. 366 was for March. Okay, that gives you some data there to go by if you're in the process of purchasing or listing your home. Let us know if you are. Let's scroll down here and let's get to Redmond. Okay, Redmond represented in the pink/salmon color. Redmond has been very stable over the last 6 months. If we scale back to even 23 or July of 23, that's when we first started getting into that $500,000 range, dating back to September of 2022, where the all-time high was August of 2022, 542,000. But Redmond's been kind of flirting with that for the last couple of months here, and it's been very stable at 500,000 or above basically for the last 9 months. And you can see it's holding its price point there, 537 in March, 533 this last month. Okay, $533,000 for a median home. Okay, it's starting to creep up into the Bend area, in the Bend territory, and it's actually closing ground on Bend. Redmond is a fantastic town. Bend is a fantastic town. So kind of a two-edged sword there. You can buy in Redmond for cheaper than Bend, but you can also know now that you can buy in Bend and maybe have some wiggle room there because it's closer to Redmond in value as of this recording right now, and then you can buy and Bend with that confidence if you prefer Bend over Redmond. If you prefer Redmond over Bend, that's fantastic too. There's going to be significant advantages to living in Redmond over Bend. But this gives you an idea that Bend and Redmond are they're evening out a little bit. I mean, we're still a little ways away from that, but we're making that progress right now. I'm very impressed with Redmond's ability to remain stable with their price points over the last 9 months. And you can see here, it's not just a fluke, but we had the busiest month in activity almost a year. Okay, if you take a look here, we had 69 sales in Redmond last month, a significant, almost double output from the previous month there, 36 to 69. And then if we scale back to June of 23, that's when we were last at this level or slightly above. But you can see here, Redmond is no stranger to homes, over 100 home sales in a month. We've had that before a couple of times, but it is a little bit more of an outlier than it is, say, in Bend. But that's because Redmond has 38,000 people as opposed to Bend's 106,000 people. So obviously there's going to be that skew in the data, but it's still relatively consistent. What you can see here, total homes currently listed right now is 171, which gives you 3 months of inventory. And the total number of sales in Redmond single family residences over the last 12 months is 627. I think that same data point is up above. I skipped it for Bend, but I think it's in the 1,500 range. That's how many sales that we had for single family residences in Bend over the last 12 months, just to give you some perspective. Let's see, days on market, 33. Okay, now Redmond tends to stay a little bit longer on the market, and it just kind of zigzags a little bit, but 33 days is still relatively short. That gives you some perspective. You list a home there and you can expect to be a little bit more patient before you get that number. But if you are patient, it bodes well because right now the median price is still 533,000. So good combination. This is the type of data that you absolutely want to know if you're getting ready to list a home in Redmond. You want to understand that it takes about 33 days before you get that offer, which typically is trending up towards the all-time high. So just be patient with it. And know that Redmond is very healthy and stable, and it's a very popular place to live, and that will not change anytime soon. Let's continue to scroll down here. Conventional versus cash transactions. I'll let you guys pause this video right now if you really want to take a look at that, but that gives you perspective. Of course, conventional is going to be on the top, and then cash is going to be on the bottom there. Building permits 31 and 32 respectively. The last 2 months, okay, there's still activity going on in Redmond. There always will be. That's no surprise. Inventory's 3 months, whereas Bend was 2 months, but you can see it's all pretty stable, pretty consistent over the last 6 to 8 to 9 months. And then if we continue on, we're going to see $293 is our price per square foot on average or median. So let's continue on. We have other towns in Central Oregon. We've done videos on the unincorporated areas of Central Oregon. We've done videos on the other incorporated smaller towns in Central Oregon. So let's give you some perspective on what's going on in and around Central Oregon. Now, Sisters is a very popular area, about 3,000 to 5,000 people within the surrounding area there. They don't have so much activity, right? 7 total sales last month. And so the median home price is going to be all over the map each and every month because, okay, 7 sales is going to determine what the median home price is. What if three of those sales are $3 million ranches? Okay, well, all of a sudden your median home price is going to go up significantly for just a single month. And then vice versa, if there's 4 or 5 sales of 7 in a small subdivision at 450,000, well, that's going to skew it the opposite way depending on what closes each and every month. But this gives you perspective. Generally speaking, it's going to be somewhere between 600,000 and $1 million, or just over $1 million for Sisters, based off of assuming we get 7 to 12 to 15 sales a month. We'll get more as the summer season continues. Inventory is 2.5 months. It's a popular area to live. People want to live in Sisters. Sun River, same deal, okay? Resort town, right now it's $1 million or just over $1 million for a median home. That's based off of 12 sales last month. Average days or median days on market is 19. Current month of inventory is 3. Again, smaller area. There's probably 12, maybe 1,200, 1,500 people that live there full time, but there's plenty of people that use Sun River as a resort and a destination for the summer, winter, doesn't matter when, it's always busy. Obviously busier in the summertime, but it's just a very, very fantastic resort style community, which a lot of people still call home full time. Lapine, okay, incorporated town up in the south part. In the higher elevated part of Deschutes County, median home price is $425,000. It's the second fastest growing town in the Deschutes County area behind Sisters, okay, up here. But what you see is that it's significantly more cost feasible for people that want to be in Central Oregon, okay? Number of sales last month was 9, days on market's 27, current month's inventory 4 months. A little bit slower activity going on up there, but still fast growing. There's a lot of inventory available because there was so much building going on over the last couple of years. That slowed down. It doesn't mean that Lapine's still not growing significantly faster than some other areas in Oregon. Jefferson County, okay, you got Madras and Culver. Those are going to be the primary areas of Jefferson County. Median home price is $435,000. Jefferson County, Madras are going to be north of Bend and north of Redmond by about 40 miles for Bend and probably about 20 miles or so for Redmond, Terrebonne, that area. As we continue on, number of sales 11. There's about 10,000 people in that area. So again, all these towns are relatively similar in terms of size, and so you're going to see a similar amount of volume that's moving on a monthly basis. And so you get that feel for Jefferson County. And then you have Crook County, which could be the exception to the rule, right? There's 12 to 15,000 people in the Prineville area, very popular area, but you also have Powell Butte in Crook County. But there's going to be a little bit more activity because Powell Butte is so popular. It's kind of its own little entity. It's not incorporated, but it's in Crook County and it's very popular. Some of the best views of the Central Oregon area facing to the west. You get like all 7 peaks, maybe even more than that. You can see into Washington. You can see Mount St. Helens. You can see Mount Adams. You can see maybe even Mount Rainier. You can correct me if I'm wrong if you're an expert at Powell Butte. But there's a lot of activity going on, and Prineville is fantastic. It's a very, very small, charming town. We've done multiple videos that have just done very well in terms of your viewership based off of Prineville. So that tells us that you guys are interested in the Prineville area. But that basically is going to wrap up today's market update video. Okay, we do this every single month. Hopefully it serves you well, gives you that data point. Some people don't like the numbers, but when they jump into the market, whether it's for buying or selling purposes or relocation purposes, that's when they actually can be engaged with the numbers and understand, okay, let's make the best deal possible that suits us. And that all stems from being aware of what's going on in the recent past locally. And that's what these market update videos are for. So thank you for watching it. We're so thankful that you guys are here. If it's your time to buy, if it's your time to sell, please reach out to us. If it's your time to relocate, please reach out to us. We'd love to represent you with whatever it is your real estate needs are. It starts with you guys reaching out to us. Give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, set up a Zoom. It doesn't matter to us. We will meet you where you're at, and we'd be happy to serve you. My name's Ryan again, licensed broker with eXp Realty. Thanks for watching, and we will see you on the next video.